thinking, punk. Question is, can I get Wolverine before he turns me into shish kebab with those claws? Bob, seeing as how these claws are adamantium, the strongest metal known, and can slice through vanadium steel like a hot knife through butter, buddy, you gotta ask yourself, do I feel lucky?
Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me here today as we get to talk about one of my favorite subjects, comic books. My name is Jose. I love comic books. I love talking about them. I love sharing them with you. Feel free to follow me on social media if you would like. Links are in the description below. I've also posted a link to the Marvel fan site for plot synopsis and character bios for this issue. We are continuing the origin of Wolverine, and we are now in Origin 2, number 4 out of 5 issues. I have already covered the first volume, and I do have a playlist with it. I also have a playlist with the first 2 issues of this. So if you've missed anything, feel free to check them out. Wonderful cover. I like Adam Kubert. One of the things that I'm most sad about is that due to his having to work on the Joe Kubert school, he doesn't put up as much content as other artists does. And so he has longevity and he does have quite a bit, but he just, he could have more, but he's a wonderful illustrator here. So this is from 2014. And so here is our credits. Kieron Gillen is the writer, with Adam Kubert the art, and Frank Martin the colorist. And then this is going to give you kind of what's happened before, and we are going to skip it because I have a playlist, like I said, so feel free to catch up. So we're in New York a month after the last issue here. So like this here with this being inked or, in silhouette, and this being shown here. So I do like this idea a lot. I'll have to rip it off one day. So, all right. Come on, Logan. You can do it, says Clara. So he goes into what appears to be a butcher shop here. And this guy, the butcher here, says, "Can I help you, sir?" And he kind of starts to speak here. And he's like, "S, s, s." And here we got a double page spread here. And he's like, "Sausage, a pound of sausage." So the guy gives it to him. He says, "Thank you." He pays him. And Clara says, "Good, I knew you could do it. Progress." And the guy goes and says, "Sir, you forgot your change." And he takes out his claws and goes, "No." And he goes, "It's you, the savage." And so off he goes here. And so they get back to their apartment and says, "Sorry, Creed, we have to move again," says Clara here. This would be Sabretooth, who in the beginning I did think was, I think I mentioned it in issue 1, I thought it was Dog, the friend from Origin number 1, but it is not. He was not. They are 2 separate characters. And so sometime later, so here's the new pen for your pet. Between the board and the paying for the sausages, that's the last of the money, says Sabretooth. And we don't even have the damn sausages, he says. And Claire says, "We'll work something out. It's not as if we're not used to living like this, Creed." And Wolverine says, "I'm sorry. I can't help myself. I'm just a broken animal." And Clara says here, "We should be so lucky. You've been trained to do this. You can be trained not to. I'd have you doing tricks in 3 weeks," she says here. "But you're a man, Logan. You're a man in pain." "Why, Logan?" she asks. And so we get a little bit of exposition here. Again, feel free to check out the playlist. And Clara goes, "What do you think you really are?" And What aren't you talking about? She continues, and he's like, I. And of course, the killing of Rose. And then he just looks down. And she's like, oh, Logan. And Sabretooth goes, I don't know, Clara. Maybe if it hurts so much inside, that Essex fellas had the right idea. Take the potion, no more feelings, no more problems. We wouldn't have to put up with this whining. It'd have you pawing him less too. He's a little bit jealous. And Clara goes, I'd never have stayed with you by those standards. Maybe you should take the damn potion, Creed, she says. And he looks with a little bit of contempt and anger, and then he leaves the apartment here. So she sleeps on the bed. Logan's on the floor. He's having a nightmare, pops his claws, and he wakes up, looks at him, and he says, I'm sorry, I didn't. And Clara says, don't worry. I'm used to sharing a room with people with bad dreams. Soon enough, I'll have my own, and then you'll see something. We've all got bad memories. I wasn't born like this. And she says, come here, sit down. You can talk to me. You're safe with me. It's not talking that's, I'm sorry, it's not talking that's killing you. Um, and Wolverine says, I wish it was that damn simple. Listen, he says, I ran away from home with, he was gonna say Rose, and then he stops, a girl. I loved her. She stumbled. I just turned with my claws. She was there. I had to run. I didn't want to be a man anymore. I found life with the wolves. We were happy. And then Essex's damn bear came and ended them too. And now I'm here with you, and I'm thinking, I know this story. I know how it leaves me. Sorry, I know how it leaves me. I've tried to end it. I can't die. In a few hours, I heal from anything. And she says, no, you don't. You know what, Logan? And she goes, life is pain. And, but it's not all life is. The pain is the price. The price is worth paying. And they're about to, go make out here. And she says, what about Creed? You don't understand. We're not like that anymore. I'll explain everything in the morning. And Creed is above. Oh, no, above the other building watching. So, and he just watches. So, poor Sabretooth. I wonder he doesn't like Wolverine very much. So, Wolverine and, I almost called her Rose. Clara are in bed, and suddenly he opens his eyes here and looks around, and Wolverine says, they found us. And I bet you that it was Sabretooth that did it. So here come the Marauders. And of course, Wolverine remembers the bear, and he gets ready to go. So he pops up his claws and attacks them. And here we go. Doesn't seem to have an effect on him. He yells at them and starts clawing, and oh, this is not gonna end well for her. So here's kind of how I do things. I haven't read this in forever. So I'm reading it for the first time with you guys. So sometimes I remember, sometimes I don't. So here he's popping, and Clara goes, we have to go. Oh, she's going to get clawed. I just know it. All right. So here we go. Logan, and yep, I know it. You sort of could see it. They really put Wolverine through the ringer. Nobody has a more tragic origin than Wolverine. Not Batman, not Punisher, not Spider-Man. Nobody. Wolverine has been put through the ringer. So he ends up. That's two people now that this poor dude has killed. And she go, it'll be all right, Logan. It's all right. Don't. She tells him. and he thinks of Rose and just looks and thinks of the Cubs, and um here she is dead, poor Wolverine. And so you got this big double page of nothing but red, and then just going to show, so we can now get another double page spread. I won't make this one too big because you can see the image here as he has just decimated everybody. Now, I disagree with this double page spread. It it's artistic and all that kind of stuff, but I'm also a little bit old school. And when you pay so much for these comic books, it'd be nice not to be cheated of art and the page count with that. So, anyway, so I don't actually have a problem with this double page spread here. So, and here comes Sabretooth, and he's like, Clara, oh God, Clara. And he goes, no, 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 as poor Wolverine stands there. And he says, Sabretooth says, Logan, we've never agreed on anything, but I say we go and cut ourselves a slice of revenge. What do you say? And he goes, we better move before the Essex fellas realizes he hasn't got a new pet, before he realizes what's really going on. And Logan is kind of putting on a shirt, and you can see Sabretooth kind of looking back. And Wolverine says, I loved her, Creed. And Sabretooth says, everyone she ever met loved her. You wouldn't believe the hell we went through together. And suddenly she opens her eyes. She was the best sister a guy could wish for. And so that's his sister. So, and she's alive. All right. So here we go. So Wolverine, The Origin 2, number 4. Kieron Gillen and Adam Kubert. So we're almost now to its conclusion. It was a 5-issue limited series. So next week we will wrap this up. Like and subscribe. I do thank you for listening. Goodbye.